I'm just out on my daily walk. Thought I'd do a little video to talk to you about starting small. Especially when it comes to exercise, it can be really daunting in terms of getting started. And that's the point that I was at a couple of months ago. I spent the whole of my first trimester avoiding any sort of strenuous exercise because I was just really nervous about something going wrong, because it's taken me that long to get pregnant. So when the second trimester hit and I started getting a little bit more confident, I really wanted to start some sort of exercise again. But of course, lockdown hit on the first day of my second trimester. We'd lent all of our kit out to everybody at the gym. So I had absolutely no weightlifting equipment to use at home. Plus I'm quite restricted in what I can do anyway in terms of lifting weights. So I just spent a few weeks really just mugging around, not really doing much. And I really wanted to have a healthy pregnancy and to keep my body weight down so I don't have as much to lose afterwards. So I decided to follow my own advice. Sorry about the traffic. And my own advice would be start small with what you've got from where you are. Do what you can and build it up from there. Okay, so what I started doing was getting my kit ready, walking kit, so just some trainers and a bit of gym gear, and aiming to leave the house every morning by a certain time. At first, the goal wasn't to walk a certain distance or to walk for a certain amount of time. It was to just get out of the door. So I did one lap of the estate, and it worked out about half a kilometre, not too far at all. Because I wanted to create a habit, the main focus was it had to be something that I was willing to do daily so that the habit would be formed much quicker. So I got up, I got out, and I walked for just half a kilometre a day just round the estate. After a week of that, I wanted to challenge myself a little bit more. I was starting to get into the flow of it, starting to enjoy it. So I made my route a little bit longer. Started doing a kilometre every day. Started tracking it, not with any particular point of checking time or anything like that, just so I had a bit of a diary log really. So the second week I ended up doing a kilometre a day, listening to a book, and really just enjoyed the headspace of being outside. I just created a 1 kilometre route, which was just one big loop of where I live, and I did that. I'm now probably about 6 weeks in, and now I do 5 kilometres every day. Just a nice gentle walk. It doesn't have to be anything too strenuous. I download audiobooks, I listen to them en route. I try and put a bit of makeup on and try and make myself feel relatively nice so that I'm not dreading being seen out in public and people thinking I've gained weight, etc. And it's become a bit of a ritual. I absolutely love it. It gives me that headspace away from the kids and away from work for an hour. And now I do 5 kilometres. Some days it takes me an hour, some days it takes me an hour and a half. I put absolutely no pressure on myself. I don't even bring the dogs or anything. I just get out and about. So if you're wanting to be more active, you don't need any equipment. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need loads of fancy gear. You can literally just put your shoes on, walk to the end of the street and back. Do that as many times as you have to until you feel like walking a little bit further. And then the further you start walking, the better you'll feel. And give yourself a time cap eventually. So I don't like being out for more than an hour now really. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer, but I aim for it to be about an hour, and then I call it a day and I head back home, and I feel just so much better. There's an interesting little stat as well that says if you walk for half an hour a day, you become in the top 5% of active people in the country. If you walk for an hour a day, you're in the top 1%. And it's not that difficult. You could literally get up and start doing it tomorrow. You burn calories. I'm burning about 400-500 calories a day just from walking. I do another at-home workout as well. But 500 calories a day of walking is enough to put you in a calorie deficit if you're eating relatively all right, not too much junk. And it is enough to burn body fat if you haven't exercised in a while. So you don't have to do anything weird and wonderful. Just get up, get your trainers on, get out, walk to the edge of the street and back, make a start, do it every day, and you'll be amazed at how much you start increasing that route and how much further you end up walking. Give it a go. Good luck.